there's this mystical idea of a dark night of the soul. And if that's you, if that term resonates with you, either now or in your past, there's a mystical path through it that helps. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. So the dark night of the soul is this experience of real darkness and real trauma, and this feeling that God has abandoned you, that you are alone in the midst of the crisis. And there's a path through it. It's not an easy path, but it is a path that leads to renewal and transformation. And the first step is recognizing that you are right now in the dark night of the soul. And that first step can take time. It can take a long time to get to a place where you're okay with saying that you are not okay. But that's where you have to head first. And then the next step is detachment. It's detaching yourself from the things that are holding you down. It's detaching yourself from the things that are causing you harm. It's detaching yourself from the things that are making your spiritual darkness even darker. It's basically deciding to not engage with the things that are hindering your progress through the dark night. Not that letting go of them will make everything better, but that you're not going to allow the things to keep you stuck in this moment. The next part is even harder, because it is trusting that the darkness will bring something better, kind of. Trusting that the dark night that you are in is not the end, and may be the closing and the opening of something else. But in order to do that, you have to make a spark of optimism, a spark that says, maybe you're not alone. Maybe God or the divine or the universe or whatever is here with you, and that could guide you into or bring you through or give you enough nourishment so that at some point, not now, but in the future, it's not as dark. And then you suffer. You keep suffering, but you suffer with endurance. You find the ways, you find the people, you find the conversations, you find the spaces that you can carve out in the midst of the storm of suffering to endure it. Because enduring it is all that you can do in this stage. But you decide that whatever happens, you're going to get through it. And you're going to use all of the resources you have to get through it. And what you begin to discover as you endure the suffering is that somehow, for some reason, the endurance, it's like it's purifying you. It's like it's teaching you new skills and new things that bring new life in the midst of the suffering. It doesn't take the suffering away, but it is, well, it's what St. John of the Cross called purification. Not purification in that you become a perfect person, but that somehow the heat and the pain is making things just drop off of you, so that is what is left is the image of God. What is left is the best parts of you. And that can hurt and can take time, but that's the next stage. And then, as the soul undergoes that state of purification, you begin to receive illumination. You begin to experience God again, a connection with the divine, but a connection with the divine that is different. A connection with the divine that is transformed is nuanced, is deeper, and is more realistic and less pie in the sky. And as that happens, as there is this sense of union, that sense of union combined with all of the darkness, all of the suffering, all of the dropping off and pain, and focusing on what allows you to endure, and focusing on the fact that you aren't alone, that there are sparks around you that remind you that there is a God or a universe that is paying attention to you. In all of that, you begin to transform into something different. Different doesn't imply better or worse, but you transform into what is next. That the dark night of the soul begins to abate, and you walk into the next day.